Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 6th agenda meeting. South Plainfield Mayor and Council's meeting is advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll, please?
Yes, Councilman Benjavanga?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
Council President White?
Here.
Thank you. Can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this evening we have a public hearing for the release of a performance bond posted by PJ Panzarella. We have one matter on for executive session pertaining to a contractual for police off-duty. We have the approval of council minutes for November 15th, one ordinance on for second reading by title, 4 ordinances on for first reading by title. There are 14 resolutions this evening, 4 matters of correspondence, payment of bills totaling $1,028,300.34, council reports, and we conclude with public comments. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Council comments on agenda items?
None.
Nothing there.
Okay, and everything is in order for the performance bond on our end?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All right, we have a public hearing for the release of performance bond posted by PJ Panzarella for public improvements to block 14, lot 40.02. Any council comments regarding the release of the performance bond?
Nothing there.
None.
Okay, we have council here.
Kevin Christopher on behalf of Panzarella Properties.
Okay. We'll open this up for public comment. If there's no comments, we'll add that onto tonight's agenda, and then you are more than welcome to stay. You'd be the first, but it could happen. All right. At this point, we'll open it up for public comments regarding the release of the performance bond posted by PJ Panzarella for public improvements to block 14, lot 40.02. If you're online, you can just raise your hand, use the functionality on WebEx, and just wait for yourself to be called on. Anyone in the council chambers? Seeing none, close the public portion. All right, you'll be on for tonight's agenda. We have one item for executive session, Resolution 21-334, contractual police off-duty. Can I get a motion to add Resolution 21-334?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Wallach. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will have executive session. At this point, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items only. Again, we'll start with the online community. Seeing none. Anyone in the council chambers? Seeing none, close the public portion. At this point, can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's agenda meeting?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Faustini. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Seeing no reason to delay, we'll go right to the public meeting again. This meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting also being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll once more?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
Council President White?
Here.
Thank you. Thank you.
You forgot me.
Oh, I'm sorry,
okay.
Councilman Wallach.
Here.
It's best for last.
Obviously
That's
here.
okay.
Obviously here.
Especially when he has to do the prayer.
Exactly. All right, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Councilman Wallach. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, bless this governing body. Grant it the courage and wisdom to make fair and just decisions in our community. Amen.
All right, once again, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items only. Seeing none, close the public portion. So we do have a couple of Boy Scout troops with us online today, so expecting some activity to come out of them. All right, can I get a motion for the approval of council minutes, November 15th, 2021, agenda, public and executive?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman White, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Abstain, I was absent.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
And that passes 5-0.
Thank you. Motion for final adoption, ordinance 2216.
An ordinance amending Chapter 52, Article 3 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield entitled Fire Department Length of Service Award Program.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2216?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Wolak. As this is for final adoption, we'll open it up for council comments regarding ordinance 2216. Seeing none. Public comments regarding ordinance 2216. Seeing none, close the public portion. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
And that passes 6-0.
Thank you. For introduction, ordinance 2217.
An ordinance amending Chapter 157 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, entitled Sewers.
Interesting. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2217?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Also for introduction, ordinance 2218.
An ordinance amending ordinance 2119 entitled Police Department, Chapter 84 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2218?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Wolak, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Also for introduction, ordinance 2219.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of equipment for the Department of Public Works in and by the Borough of South Plainfield in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $125,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $118,500 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2219?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. And also for introduction, ordinance 2220.
Bond ordinance providing for pool utility improvements in and by the Borough of South Plainfield in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $75,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $70,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Mr. Mayor, before we go into a motion, I have some questions on this ordinance.
Yep.
Mr. Cullen, can you explain to us the need of these pumps and the age of the pumps and to that nature?
Yeah, ordinance 2220 is for the changing of the filter and the filter media and the pumps. And this is related to IDA. So, you know, for those that are wondering, when we did the renovations to the pool, the one thing that we didn't change, because 7 or 8 years ago, when we had, I guess, lowered the deep end and removed the diving boards, at that time we installed the new pumps and the new filter system then. So that wasn't part of the new pool, I guess you would say. So they're actually not a year or two old. They're actually like 8 years old. So as some of you may have remembered that last week, when Ida hit, we had an enormous amount of silt that washed down from West Crescent Parkway onto the pool, and, you know, the pool had was really filled with dirt. And we weren't able to skim it out, and unfortunately, we had to run the filter system to try to get it out. As a matter of fact, the silt was so fine, we had to get some like coagulating solutions to go in there. And so the filter and its media are now shot, and the pumps themselves, which were no longer brand new, so I don't want anybody to think that they were installed a year ago. They too, we believe, are struggling to get to the capacity level that you need in order for the pool to be fully functioning. So the items, most of the items in this ordinance here are things that are going to be put on the list with the chief that is filed for FEMA. And it's some of the things that we've included. I think this category G, which is considered recreation, includes the filter, the media, the pumps. You know, the bathrooms over at Veterans Park were completely underwater. All that electrical work, that all falls on, so they have these different categories, one of which is recreation. And so, but this one here, you know, we're putting an ordinance on now. You know, we can't just declare an emergency and say we need to buy it when nobody's swimming in January. So, you know, I felt that the safest way to do this would be to actually put an ordinance on, but we are applying, and you know, we think it's very likely that we're going to get 75% back on the cost of those items.
Thank you for clearing that up, sir.
You're welcome. Oh, you know what, I might as well just mention 2219, since Len isn't here. We're really, the two main items we're looking at getting out of that is the hot box and a crack sealing machine, because as everyone knows, both ourselves, Middlesex Water, and Public Service Electric and Gas over the last few years, we've paved some streets, and we want to be able to keep them intact. So that's why we're looking to get a crack sealing machine. And that's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Can I get a motion for ordinance 2220?
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Faustini, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
And that passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for resolutions 21-335 through 21-348?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Woloch. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. We have 4 items of correspondence. The Board of Health Monthly Report for November 2021. The BDAG minutes for February, April, and June. Planning Board minutes from March, April, May, June, and July. And Code Enforcement lien for 3317 Banter Road. Can I get a motion for the correspondence?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Smith. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for payment of the bills of $1,028,300.34?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Council President White and Councilwoman Faustini. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Mr. Rizzo, anything for us tonight?
No, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you. Mr. Cullen?
You know, Mayor, I'll just actually mention a couple of engineering things, since Mr. Miller is not here tonight, and that is, we are still doing some of the storm sewer work. I know those markouts that have been done over on Smith Street. I think I included you on an email to a resident tonight about that work being done. I know some of the work on Donahue and a number of those streets, that storm sewer work has been done. Last week, unfortunately, we had to close the recycling center, and we did do some of the paving along Kenneth Avenue. leading over to the recycling center and then going up to the compost. And with that, progress, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Antonides?
Progress, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Smith?
Yes, Mayor. First, I'd like to congratulate the Environmental Commission for obtaining and being awarded the bronze level for Sustainable New Jersey down at the League this last month. I'd also like to congratulate the Public Relations, the Celebrations Committee for a beautiful evening we had here last night in the tree lighting. They did a phenomenal job. I'd also like to keep reminding the mayor and council about the Bag It Up program. This ends in, the law goes into effect May 4th. The Environmental Commission had asked about putting up banners. I really would like the mayor and council to think about that, so we can discuss a possibility of putting the banners on some of the poles in the town. Does not have to be all of them, but just in a few, and then maybe the entering exits and in the town itself. To inform, I know that they are purchasing ads to go in for this. The stores, some stores have agreed to post the flyers in them as well, so that our residents understand that any store they go to, they can no longer, after May 4th, use a single-use plastic bag. I'd like to wish all our residents and mayor and council and our public works and our police department a very happy holiday season. Be safe, and God bless the United States of America. With that, progress.
Excellent. Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Benjavanga?
Thank you, Mayor. Just to recap this ordinance 2216 about the length of service award program, just so people can understand that this original program for our volunteer fire department and rescue squad went into effect in November 7th, 2000 was when it was first approved by the voters in a referendum. And at that time, it had a cap of $50,000. It also limited the amount that we can give them. It's a retirement program that they get for making certain calls and meeting certain criteria. So it gives them an incentive. They have to be there 5 years to be vested into it. It's something that having a fully volunteer fire department, it's a benefit for our members that they get throughout the years. And they had approached us to increase it. They approached Councilman Wallach about it and about increasing that number to meet the rate of inflation and the CPI index over the past 17 to 18 years since there was a change. And we said, you know, we still have a volunteer fire department, one of the biggest in the state, one of the best in the state, and we will agree to put it on for another referendum, which it is required. And thanks to the voters for supporting that by a 2-to-1 margin in this year's election, allowing us to enable this ordinance to provide those increased benefits to our volunteers. And with that, happy birthday to Mr. Wallach and Mr. Smith, who celebrate their birthday this month.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Progress.
Yes, happy birthday. Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. First of all, I do want to thank everybody who came out last night to make last night's first light parade really an amazing event. It definitely takes a village, and it certainly takes a village to light the tree, as we learned last night, along with Tony from the North Pole and DPW. So thanks for everybody for being, you know, having good humor over that. And the police department, fire, rescue, DPW, the juniorettes were here, the Girl Scouts. Of course, the South Plainfield Public Celebrations Committee did just an outstanding job. And I also have to really say a special thanks to Dr. Noreen Tansy Leshak and the students over at the high school. They really, you know, helped make it really a very, very special event. And I believe, I don't know, I hope I get the names right, Dr. Kregler, Mr. Howout, okay, and Ms. Larson for really leading the students and you know, putting performances together for all of our community to enjoy. So just a really great big thank you. And hopefully this is a tradition that we will continue yearly, getting bigger and better. So far, the committee has raised $2,300 for the South Plainfield Volunteer Fire Department, and that number will go up a little bit more. We're still waiting for people who signed up to get their luminaries to come pick them up, requesting a donation for the fire department. If you haven't picked up your luminaries, they are available here at Borough Hall. You just have to see Ann Daly right by the tree in the front of the building, and she can get your luminaries for you. Additionally, I just want to report that we have a full rec program this winter. 408 people are registered, children are registered for our rec basketball program, and 75 so far for wrestling. So winter sports are back indeed. And also installation of a new playground began today over at Ponytail Park. So we'll definitely see that ready for the spring, and softball and everything moving forward. And with that, progress.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mott.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So this past Friday, we had our first Buddy Ball Dance sponsored by the Human Relations Committee. It was our first sponsored event, and it turned out wonderfully. We had dancing, pizza, crafts, Santa came, and I'd like to thank all of our volunteers, Moan's Florist for donating really adorable goodie bags filled with all kinds of things for the kids, members of the public for donating pizza, the DJ, Ed Marin, who kept the kids fully engaged, Recreation Commission for allowing us to use the PAL, and of course the parents and children who attended. It really turned out great, and we're hoping to do this again next year. Secondly, I want to reiterate thank you to Public Celebrations, Fire, EMS, the choir, the band, the cheerleaders, everyone involved in last night's event. It was really amazing to see everybody come out together. Last but not least, I'd like to congratulate Connor Budd and welcome him to our volunteer fire department, and we wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Wolak.
I'm going to say progress today, Mayor.
Okay. It's acceptable. Council President White.
Thank you, Mayor. Progress. Oh, I did want to say
I was
one
gonna
thing.
say that.
No, I wanted to say about the event last night and also the Buddy Dance. I think that they were two phenomenal events. I actually ran into a resident today that wasn't able to make the lighting parade yesterday. Him and his family were in Pennsylvania, and he was saying he watched it. They watched it on the phones on the way home, and they were so upset that they missed it. They really, I thought it was a phenomenal event, and a few people mentioned that today. So great job all around by everyone involved, and also for Wednesday night, that was a great keeper type of event. So,
Yes, thank you.
and with that, progress, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have the edited version where the tree lit with no problems, right?
I didn't see a thing.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lit
Well,
up?
yes. Well,
Right, just said
COVID
it.
is still with us, in case you were wondering. So we are starting to go back to, with more regularity, posting the numbers on the Borough Facebook page. Over the last couple of weeks now, we're starting to see about a daily average of 300 across the county. Again, Monday's totals, are always a little bit of alarming because it's the weekend totals that they're reporting on. And so this past weekend, across Middlesex County, an additional 759 cases were reported, bringing the county total to 111,140, with 3 additional deaths, bringing the total in the county to 2,205. For South Plainfield, there were 16 additional cases reported over the weekend, with a total of 3,482. So, again, I don't think you can wake up without hearing at least somebody recommending that you either, or encouraging you to get a vaccination, a booster, wear a mask and the like. But it's still here, and as we enter into the winter season, just be careful, everyone. With that, we'll open it up for public comments. Anything on your mind? We'll start with the online folks first. Anyone from the Boy Scouts? You guys are on mute. I'm going to take that as a no.
Hello,
Oh,
Boy Scout Trooper 125 and 124. Justin, would you like to say something? Sure. Declare emergencies to be safer. This is Justin Jordeo.
Justin Jordeo. Did you have a question, Justin, or comment?
No. Do you have a question? No.
No,
No, he does not.
just saying hi?
Sorry about that.
Hello, Justin. No problem.
Hi,
All right.
Justin.
Justin.
Anyone else?
Oh,
Yep. Okay, thanks, gentlemen. Anyone else online before we move to the council chambers? Okay, anyone in the council chambers? Ms. Boyle.
Debbie Boyle, Van Fleet. Yes, the event on Friday night worked out really well. The participants had a really great time. Thank you to Councilwoman Mott, Councilwoman Faustini, and Council President Derek White, to President Roberto Sayers, Vice President Calvin Gross, and Vera Agee for coming out. I don't think the students stopped dancing once, except when Santa came. It was really a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll do that again next year. And this Friday night, the Cultural Arts Commission is hosting a gingerbread house making event on Zoom. So Joan O'Brien and myself, and I don't know if Councilwoman Faustini will be at the PAL, and we'll be putting together the gingerbread house, and then the participants, we have 30, will watch as we put together the house. One will be done with a hot glue gun, the other one will be done with frosting. So
I would watch, but and maybe just be there for support, but I I don't know about building the gingerbread. That's
okay, well, Joan and I will build it if you want
Yes,
to join
okay.
in.
I'll
Join
eat.
in.
I'll eat one.
I'm gonna say,
Okay.
can we participate in the
I'll eat.
The frosted
then-
house, right?
Then
My
you
building
can't-
skills aren't the best, but my
Yeah.
eating skills, they're pretty good. They're on point.
All right, it'll be a lot of fun. So again, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Going once, twice? Close the public portion. We are going into executive session, so we are not going to close the meeting. We'll be back as soon as possible.